Talk about the album. You know, you've got obviously the rock side, the acoustic side. Did you record the sessions separately, or was it all sort of in a big bundle?
Separate. We started with the rock stuff, and we did that for about a month and a half, and we had this deadline, and we spent a month and a half or 2 months recording rock stuff, and I thought, wait a second, we have to start this acoustic thing soon, because we'd never done anything like it, and I didn't know how long it would take. So we decided, we stopped making the rock record, we started doing the acoustic thing, and we decided we have to do a song a day. Can't leave the studio till the song is done. And we finished it in about 2 weeks. It was quick. And it was so kick-ass that we went back in on the rock record, because the acoustic record was kind of kicking the rock record's ass. So we went back in on the rock record and made it more rocking.
You said about your last record that there's only 4 songs you still play, and the other 7 are just crap.
Well, crap is, you know.
Crap's harsh.
Crap's a little harsh. It's more like shit. No, there's songs that we just never really, that never made their way out of the studio. They kind of stayed there and they didn't make their way to the stage.
They were studio creations.
They were studio creations, and they stayed there forever.
We can stop bad-mouthing that record.
I know, you know,
it's just a little too much.
We bad-mouthed the album.
I think every record has a point, you know? Every record serves as like a reference to where we were at that time, you know? So, for good or for bad, you know? Nothing Left to Lose, the third record is where the band was then, you know? And you can't really bad-mouth it, you know? I mean, are there songs that I think are better? That we, you know, are there songs that I don't think are quite as up to snuff as some of the stuff we're doing now? Yeah, but that record was made in a sort of hectic, you know, a sort of insane time, you know. So I'll always think of that record in that time, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, you got to work with some legends like John Paul Jones. Yeah. How did that take place?
There was a song that I'd imagined would sound good with a Mellotron on it. Mellotron's a funky old keyboard that works with these big long strips of tape, and it's a weird old machine that a lot of people don't play anymore. But John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin was famous for playing a Mellotron on a song called The Rain Song. I think even Kashmir was a Mellotron. And so I thought there was this song that could use a Mellotron, and, you know, why not try to call this guy? I mean, I'm such a Led Zeppelin fanatic, and I have been since I was a kid, that if I could even just meet him or just talk to him on the phone, it would really make my life. And I got to talk to him on the phone, and I talked to him about the record, and he was a really great guy, and he agreed to do it. And he was coming into town because Zeppelin, shut the fuck up.
Zeppelin.
He was coming into town because Zeppelin was getting a Lifetime Achievement awarding at the Grammys. And he was coming into town to get this huge Lifetime Achievement award, and it just made sense while we were doing it. And then he called and asked if I wanted to sit with Zeppelin at their table as they got this Lifetime Achievement award. So that's how cool the guy was. I think he knew how much of a freak I was about their band. Yeah. And he thought I'd get a kick out of sitting with the band as they were getting their Lifetime Achievement thing. And I did it, man. It was awesome. And then he came in and played mandolin on one song, piano on another song, Mellotron on one song. We actually didn't use the song he played Mellotron on, but he's a great guy, man. And that guy looks like Robert Redford. And I don't know how old he is.
It's better than Robert Redford.
When I'm his age,
He's beautiful.
He is. Have you ever seen
He's a beautiful
John Paul
man.
Jones? He's a handsome man. He's held up
really
really well.
Out of anybody in that band.
Killer bone structure and his eyes. Oh my god.
So all-time greatest.
He's a real dish.
He really is. I mean, I told, like, you know how some people have their fantasy fuck files things, you know?
Oh, come on.
I told my wife, I'm like, if I ever get to meet John Paul Jones, can I please just blow him? Like, is there any...
You know,
is this live?
You probably should.